Hey guys, Kyuranger with another review. This time I'll be doing the Deluxe Kyutama Set 03 from Uchu Sentai Kyuranger. This is the third set of extra Kyutama that the Kyurangers can use, and like with the other set, this includes 2 Kyutama. So, let's get started. First up we have Kyutama 35, the Ite Kyutama, which is based on Sagittarius the Archer. So this is another clear yellow Kyutama. You can see the number down here on the sticker. Of course, you have the 2 fractured halves of the image on the front and back. Then if we mouse slide it, you get the full image, which is of a pulled back bow and arrow. You got the back and the bottom. Second, we have Kyutama 16, the Hebi Kyutama, which is based on Serpens the Snake. So this is a clear purple Kyutama. See the number down there. Of course, we have the fractured halves of the image. Then we can mouse slide it and get the completed image of a coiled up snake. And this is one of the reasons why back when I took a look at the Hebi Voyager and the Hebi Kyutama, I made a point of making note that that's not the snake constellation, rather this one is. So you also have the back and the bottom. Next up, we'll look at these two with the Seizo Blaster, starting with the Ite Kyutama. So, first up, we'll set in and activate the attack mode. And so there you get the sound of an arrow being pulled back and fired. Then the go mode. And as usual, we'll just use the control mode for one of these to show that they make the generic control sound. Next is the Hebi Kyutama, and so we'll start off with it as usual. And so for that we get a Snake's Growl plus a Snake Charmer tune. And one thing to note is that even though this is a purple Kyutama, this one is actually using the plain white light, though on my camera it does have a purple look to it, and that might just be because of how my camera picks up light. So then we'll have the go mode. Next up we'll use these two with Kyuranger. So, start off by taking out the Kyutama and placing it with the Ite Kyutama. And so the hidden image is 3 arrows being fired. And then we'll set in the Hebi Kyutama. And for this one, the hidden image is a snake rising out of a pot, similar to what a snake charmer would do. And finally, as a bonus, I'm going to show you guys Kyutama 22, the Ooguma Kyutama, which is based on Ursa Major, the Big Bear. So this was a special Kyutama that was released via the Ooguma Kyutama campaign, which started back when the Ryu Voyager and Kuma Voyagers were released, and is probably already ended. It basically worked in a similar way to the Pegasus Kyutama campaign, where if you purchased certain deluxe items from retail stores or from participating stores, you'd get one of these as a bonus. But unfortunately, similar to the Pegasus Kyutama, the site I ordered them from did not participate in the campaign, so I had to go and buy one of these separately from eBay. So, this one you can see this is a pretty special Kyutama, since for the dome, or for the globe, it has glitter injected into the mold. You can see that the numbers down here are done using a gradient of colors. You got the two halves of the image on the front and back. Then if we mouse slide it, you can see the complete image of an adult bear. For comparison, here's it side by side with the Ooguma Kyutama. You can see they have pretty similar colors. You can obviously tell the quite different designs. And it is a pretty cool touch that the number for the Ooguma Kyutama is double of that of the Ooguma Kyutama, and that will come more into play when we get into what this is supposed to do. Which is a comparison of the backs. And here's the bomb with their pin combinations. So, next up we'll use it with the Seiza Blaster, and we're actually going to start with the change mode, since this Kyutama actually has more sounds programmed into it, or more that I can activate, than the show would suggest.
Ooguma Kyu, tama! Stage and change!
As you would hear there, it actually said Ooguma at the end, indicating that this is, at least for the sake of the Seiza Blaster, it's supposed to be a changed Kyutama. But the actual functionality in the show comes from the attack mode.
Stage attack!
Where you get these kind of claw attacking sounds. But this does kind of belie what this is supposed to do. See, in the show, this is a Kyutama exclusively used by Ooguma Sky Blue to turn into what's called his Ooguma form, where he grows to giant size and can easily take care of smaller grunts or other enemies. But it seems like this was changed from the original design, as early scans for Ooguma Sky Blue indicated that the Ooguma Kyutama was originally intended for him to change into a separate ranger called Ooguma Sky Blue, where he would basically grow to have an adult body. But somewhere along the lines they kind of changed the functionality of it to where it was changed to a skilled Kyutama that he just used to grow to giant size. And we also have the Go mode. Where you can hear that it summons the Kuma Voyager, but announces the two Voyagers' names separately. Then we have the control mode. And finally, we'll test it out with Kyureno. So while it's a little bit tough to make out what it is, the image there shows a little bear cub growing into a big adult bear. And so that's pretty indicative of the ability for Ooguma Sky Blue to change into his Ooguma form. And there we go. So overall, my final thoughts for this Kyutama set are the same as my thoughts for the other two Kyutama sets thus far, which is that these are cool in that they add a couple of new sounds for the Seiza Blaster, as well as new hidden images you can unlock using Kyureno. So if you have either of those and you're collecting the Kyutama, then this is definitely an easily recommendable set, since it is cheap and pretty easy to get a hold of. As for the Ooguma Kyutama, compared to the Pegasus Kyutama, that one is actually more recommendable to try to get a hold of, since it does go along with one of the Rangers and is a bit more of a more important Kyutama, and it also does have more sounds than normal, because of what it was possibly originally intended to be used for. So, even if you have to go to a site like eBay and perhaps pay a little bit more than you would normally for a regular Kyutama, I can still recommend it just because it does have a lot more sounds that are more unique to it, and it just is something that is overall a more necessary pickup for a collection than something like the Pegasus Kyutama, which has so far only been used once. So, next time I'll be reviewing the Sentai Hero Series figures for Ryu Commander and Koguma Sky Blue. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.